Hello, everyone. Welcome to the contributors meeting. I'm going to be your host today. I'm Leo, and let me start by sharing my screen and open up the document. Okay, so all right. Starting off with the triage and discussion. Last week we had Ishita, if I remember well, was Remington as well. Is Ishita in the call? I don't see her. And neither Remington. Okay, so let's move on and see if they join after. I can get back to them. We need to select the two members that will be doing triage next week. Any volunteers for now? I can be primary next week. You need a volunteer for secondary.
Leo, it's Keith here. I can be secondary.
Okay, thank you, Keith.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right, let's move on. Let's see if Ishita joins. All right, so okay, so we have two topics. Patrick, you added this one for HashiCorp. Let me set that and move to.
That's the same one as the one.
Oh,
there.
okay.
It's the same thing.
Right, and is this okay? There is a link. Okay, so do this. Okay. All right, so you want to. I'm gonna open the link and yeah, if you can just run us and yeah, describe a little bit what this is all about, so we are aware of what we are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So obviously there are existing service mesh integrations with Argo rollouts. I don't know how much you know about console, but we have a multiple different use cases that we target. One of them being service mesh, and the other being service discovery. Service mesh, we have a way to right now basically route traffic via subsets, similar to what Istio does. Um, we have a customer actually that wants to leverage this, and we'd like to propose this feature where we basically integrate subset level splitting via Argo rollouts. This is an example that I basically copied and pasted, just prototyping what it would look like. But essentially, eventually just kind of like rolling out traffic from the stable to canary 10% of the time over a duration. And essentially, I think this will involve like changes on the controller side. And so that's why we have someone from engineering here, Ashwin, also here just to listen in. But
Okay.
yeah, we're open to making these changes to contribute to the project. I don't know what guidance you have or anything specific that you can point us to in terms of like how we should go about this. But don't know if there's any objections as well to doing something like this in the project.
Right, right. Okay, first of all, no objections. This is a standard practice that we have, especially for adding new traffic routers in rollouts. This process, if I remember well, it changed a little bit. So we used to have those traffic routers implementation directly in the rollouts repo. But I know Zach worked to make it plugin based. what we need to do is just to make sure the current strategy for adding new traffic routers to Argo rollouts. But at the end of the day, the implementation is simple. It's an interface that traffic routers needs to implement. And once that is done, you can configure the rollouts like you're suggesting here. And that particular implementation of that interface will take care of those splitting the traffic and so forth. So we have plenty of examples in Argo rollouts repo. So basically, do you have a one question I have? Do you have a specific CRD that you have to mutate to have traffic routed to specific services? How that works when it comes to console?
That is right. We do have a specific CRD called the service splitter, which allows like we can define our splits there.
Right. And this CRD is where you define the percentage of traffic that should be sent to specific services.
That's right.
Cool. So yeah, that's pretty standard. The only thing needs to be done is implementing that interface. It has 2 mandatory methods that needs to be implemented, if I remember well. And once you do, that can be plugged into Argo rollouts controller. One thing I would ask is to so there's nothing in terms of approval. This is a standard. There's nothing required. The only thing I would ask is to go in the Argo Argo contributors channel in the CMCF Slack, and then we can you can ping me, and I'll make sure I ping Zach. He's the lead of Argo rollouts, and we can provide you the exact approach to take in order to implement that.
That sounds excellent. I'll go ahead and do that shortly and reach out to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so that is one. Do we have any topic to discuss today? Any last minute topic someone wants to bring up? Okay, maybe I have one I'd like to discuss. It was during this week, one of the issues that were opened. Actually, that issue was open for a while now, but there recently we have a new attempt to address it, and it's the issue when the namespace creation fails when server-side apply is enabled. Jan is in. Yeah, Jan is here. So Jan, I think Anand F is from Red Hat, right? If I remember well.
Yep, that's true.
Okay, he's the one involved in this fix. I reviewed his PR, but while doing the analysis of what this is actually failing, I suggested a new approach that I think we should take in order to address the problem. Let me quickly describe the issue. So basically, when server-side apply is enabled, what happens is that Argo CD will first run the dry run phase, right, during sync. And because server-side apply is enabled, the dry run phase runs with server-side apply in dry run server strategy. What happens in this case is that the dry run will validate if namespace exists in the destination cluster, and if it doesn't, it fails the dry run stage and fails the sync, basically. So this is the reason why server-side apply is failing on applications that are opting to create namespaces automatically. So the current implementation, it it checks if any error happens during dry run and switches the dry run strategy from server to client. But that has different issues because that is incompatible with server-side apply. We can never define dry run client when you're applying with server-side apply flag enabled. So my suggestion is, instead of regardless if server-side apply is enabled in the sync context, I think what we should do is always run the dry run in client mode. So never run the dry run phase before the sync in server mode, because that causes the whole issues, all the issues that we're facing, and just just run the real sync, right? Not the dry run phase, but the real apply phase with server-side apply enabled, if that is the case. I think that approach would simplify a lot the code, especially in GitOps engine. The thing is so it's getting a little bit complex around those the code around this logic is getting a little bit complex. So if we adopt this strategy, things are going to be much simpler. And with the new server-side diff strategy, this will be even what I'm trying to say is the ability to run Argo CD dry run in the server side, with the server strategy, is going to be less important as we move on to server-side diff. So I described it in the ticket. Not sure if it's super clear. I'd like to contribute with Anand, mainly to understand if he's open to implement it, or if not, I will just jump in and implement it myself. Yeah, it was Ishita, I think, who interacted with him. Let me know, Jan, if there is any objection to that. I'll try to ping him directly.
Yeah, just ping him, I guess.
Oh, Ishita is here. Okay.
Right. Yeah, you could ping him, yeah. And if you need any help, let me know. Leo.
Okay.
Think offline on this.
All right. Cool. Thank you. All right. That wraps up the topics that we had. We have a few things in the chat. Oh, yeah, that was related to the rollouts. Okay. So let's get back to the doc. Any other topic for discussion someone wants to bring last minute? We have one hand raised, Isaac. Maybe not. You're muted, by the way. Yeah, his mic is not working. Let me try to unmute you. Yeah, doesn't work. Okay, so maybe all right, so write that up in the chat. I can read it, no problem. Meanwhile, Ishito, you were the person on doing triage last week, if I remember well.
Right.
Do you have any topic to bring up that you found during triage?
Nothing that comes in my mind right now.
Okay. All right, thank you. So okay, Isaac is talking with Michael. This is about what is the process related to having a new RC available. Yes, Isaac, you can come to us in Slack as well. Yeah, but thanks for bringing that up. And that's about it. So no topics for discussion. I'll give those minutes back in your day, and well, see you next week. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Leo.
Yeah,
Everybody, have a good one.
nice day.